Hello, everybody on YouTube. I'm Mark. You know me. Who you know me? I'm doing the movie, and today I'm here with a very, very special guest. He is not only one of the main writers of the show, but is also one of the producers of the show. You know him as Eddie, but everyone knows him by his real name, Eddie Bowley. Say hello, Eddie.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. How you doing?
Yeah, good, good. Just been busy with various things going on at the moment, but no, otherwise good. And yourself?
I'm doing good myself. I told you this before, but this is very surreal.
It's fine. As I said, I'm just a man.
Right. I'm sure a lot of the viewers aren't really believing this to be true, but this is him.
Well, probably many of your viewers probably don't even know who I am. I'm much more of a behind the scenes guy.
Right. I'm sure most people know you for doing a rescue whale.
Well, yeah, that's a thing that I do. Well, I created and wrote him, and I've done one or two odd voices in there, but it's a very weeble thing.
Very weeble. I think I should start with the one question that I'm sure most people would ask. How did you get involved with Eddsworld?
Um, I've known Ed for a long, long time. From like Newground meets and from there was a convention called the UK Webcomics thing, which was a small press webcomic convention, probably one of the very first of its kind, and it ran for probably like 5 years, and eventually it just had to stop because it couldn't like keep going for whatever reason. But it was through that I met a lot of like independent artists, a lot of whom have gone on to like sort of huge, fantastic careers and stuff. And amongst them was Ed. He was actually a fan of a comic strip I wrote called Ed Egg, and he bought a couple of books off me, and then I bumped into him online, and he's like, "Oh, I still got your books, by the way." And I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, cool." And then I checked out his stuff, and that was the first time I saw an Eddsworld cartoon, which was the Ruined episode. And that's when I also recognised, oh, hang on, no, I'd already seen another one of your videos, the one where Ed's the last person on Earth and he goes crazy and stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, I've actually already seen your stuff, and it's all good. So we kind of bonded that way and just kept in touch, and met up more like Newground meetups and that kind of thing. Um, I did a voice for him. I was the voice of John, the neighbour. I thought she said we were stupid, and
Right, Hammer and Fail.
he did Hammer and Fell. That's
One
right.
of my favorites.
And he did a voice for me in one of my cartoons as well. And so it was all like, I guess, what every other animator did in their sort of in their animaty circles. Um, then when he passed away, the responsibility fell on to Tom to keep the show going, and he was struggling. He was trying to write Fun Dead on his own, and he had like a list of jokes and the first few bits of the opening scene, but but he was just struggling with like dialogue. Like he said, the characters weren't saying anything to him. Like the mark of a writer is that you can throw your characters into any room and they will just talk to each other.
Of course.
It doesn't matter what's in the room. They should be able to talk to each other. But they weren't talking to him. So he said, would I mind having a look? I think the reason he approached me was because when he did sort of take over on his own, he did sort of leave it open for people who sort of amongst his friends said, if they wanted like submit ideas, he would buy them off them. And I was the only one to actually come forward with any ideas. Didn't make my idea though, but still thought, well, he was interested, so maybe he'll be interested in this. Um, and yeah, the opening scene had the gang sat around the TV, they're watching the adverts, pretty much as it is in the final thing. But then they see the advert for the theme park, to which they kind of just say, "Hey, let's go on a theme park. Let's go to the theme park." Okay. And Tom was like, "No, that's awful. That's really bad. I need help." So I came in, and I kind of wrote Fun Dead basically in a day. and sort of incorporating the ideas that he had, threw in a bunch of my own, and barring a few like adjustments here or there, it's largely the version that was final. And so it just became from there. I got involved in all the other Eddsworld episodes as the writer, involved with Tom and his sketches as his writer. When things were struggling with the constant production of the episodes, Tom asked if I'd also help produce the episodes. So that's liaising with the animators to make sure that the progress is still going on, with the voice actors, with the music, with the sound, with all the elements to sort of help it all come together. So yeah, it was kind of through that, but really it was through Ed himself that I got involved in the first place.
Now, of course, it seems to me like you haven't been on the show for too long, but you're already making some sort of impact. What has been the best part about doing your job?
I think it's just the satisfaction of the fans, just getting, because Eddsworld fans are amongst the most hardcore and dedicated of fans of any kind of animation show that I have ever seen.
Oh, I should know.
Sorry?
I should know.
Yeah. So so it was just from that, it's just the a lot more immediate satisfaction and feedback. And so you know, there are people who, you know, they leave their comments, they do the fan art, they quote the episodes. When people, we meet them at conventions, and you know, we say, what's your favorite episode? They'll say it'll be something like Fun Dead or something like that. It's like, that's one I wrote. That's cool. And as well, like, I mean, I've seen one or two the reaction videos where people just film themselves watching the episode, and that's gratifying as well, to think that yes, that's a thing that I'm right. My jokes, they are laughing at, and I get to see them laughing at it. So yeah, really, it's the reaction of the fan base to the episodes, and it's also an honor just to be a part of the show, because when Ed passed away, and it was a huge ordeal to see my friends go through, and I was just yearning for just to be able to help in some way. I didn't know what I could do for them, but you know, if I could help in any way possible, I'd want to do it. So when I was approached to help write the videos and help produce them, that's when I thought, yes, now I get to help. Now I get to do something for my friends and for Ed himself. So it's just an absolute honor to be part of this beloved show.
So what has been your favorite episode to work on?
Let's see. I think each episode comes with a lot of production difficulties, just because these are very big projects. There's a lot of like intense, as I said, the fandom can be very intense as well. There's a lot to live up to and that kind of thing. So a lot of the episodes I've been working on also come with a sort of a little tinge of stress. Like, I think I have a grey hair for each episode I've worked on. But it's the completed project that's the kind of the ultimate goal, and that's the satisfying part. Like, it's the having done as opposed to the doing. That's sometimes a lot more satisfying. So that's a Douglas Adams reference. But I think probably it's probably Fun Dead, because it's an episode I feel like I have the most personal ownership of. It's so much of myself was invested in that episode. I mean, when we've written all the other episodes, Tom and I work together. We sit side by side and we map out the episodes, all the key points, all the jokes, that kind of thing. And then we script it side by side. But with Fun Dead, it was, as I said, he had the list of jokes, and I kind of wrote the whole thing. I say on my own. As I said, I still had his guide to work off basically, and we still did a kind of a rewrite together. But considering the amount of huge input I had into that episode, I feel like that's probably the most me episode. So yes, I would probably vote for Fun Dead being the favorite episode I've worked on so far.
It was definitely a good one.
Thank you.
And I'm not just saying it's good because I just happened to make a cameo in the beginning.
Oh yes, you're one of the donators.
I wasn't a donator. Paul just threw me in.
Oh right, okay. Oh, of course, for the Eddsworld movie. And so it's like, I'll chuck those guys in.
Which, my next question actually is related to the movie. So I've been gathering a bunch of different friends to do this big Eddsworld fan movie. When you first heard about it, what were your first impressions?
I just thought it was cool. It was like, oh, great. Like, there's been a lot of like Eddsworld fan animations and that kind of thing, but somebody embarking on taking on a whole movie, that's just like, whoa, that's a huge endeavor. I don't envy you.
I don't envy myself either.
How long is the movie intended to be?
Well, the script is about, the first draft was about 80 pages, but the final draft is about 104.
Well,
but I don't work the way like some writers do, where each page is its own minute. I think about in terms of pacing, so it should be like an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow. Okay.
I know.
Good,
it's crazy.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
I definitely am gonna need it.
But no, it's just like great, fantastic, and we're all support of it. Like, there's no like, we weren't going to throw any cease and desists at you or anything like that. But no, it was just like fantastic. You want to do that? Go right ahead. Like, I eagerly await seeing the final thing.
I just hope Matt doesn't sue. He said that he would sue.
I know. Don't worry. Keep him on a tight rein.
He's been watching us rather closely. So we don't want to get on this bad side. The one I was worried about the most actually was Tom, because I didn't know what he would think of it, and he hasn't said anything about it from what I've seen.
No. He's aware of it, and again, he's just like me. He's like, cool, that's great. Like, no problem with it, and kind of like, Godspeed. So, all the best to you.
I'm sure everyone's expecting us to interview Tom next, because we're here with you, and we interviewed Matt last time. So
well, I mean, I won't speak for Tom, but he's a busy man. He's got a lot on his plate. I should know. I'm his full-time producer now on his own stuff too. So might be a bit tricky to lock him down for an interview. But I mean, I can put in a word and see what it says. No promises, but we'll see.
All right. It's been weird because after we've been doing all these minisodes, it seems to us like we've been getting more and more involved in the show itself, because Billy and I make appearances, and I've done some Eddsworld comics.
That's right.
In the past. And it's like we're almost becoming part of the lore itself, like canonically. And that's crazy.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean that's always been the spirit of the show anyway. Like every episode, people, Ed himself and now all the other animators we work with basically throw their friends in, and people they've been chatting to, who have like ties to the show. Like, for example, in Power Ed, she's gonna kill me if I forget her name. I can't remember. She cosplayed as Power Ed before the episode came out, just based on the artwork we had published, and so because we thought that was like so cool and like that's a really incredible thing, like such a fan investment, that we had her cameo in Power Ed. So she's a Power Ed cosplayer within Power Ed. So
that's really cool. I wonder how she must be feeling about that.
She loved it. Like, she made it her avatar for ages and stuff like that. And so it's we're always happy to just basically throw in people we like into these things. That's always been the spirit of the show.
I still have zombie me as my avatar on my computer. I think I might have one more question. Do you think Ed would have been proud of what the show's become and what everyone working on the movie is doing?
I think it's very hard to say, to be honest, because I think we've taken Eddsworld in sort of in a I don't want to say a different direction per se, because that makes it sound like it's wildly different to what Ed would have intended, but uh, Ed's way of like telling stories was very kind of I guess it was just kind of bit by bit, one leading to the other. It wasn't like any kind of story arcs. There wasn't like foreshadowing. There wasn't like, something they do at the beginning of the episode comes back and they do it in the end of the episode.
It was kind of like he would just think of a word and then write a whole episode around it.
Basically, yeah, he was almost like he would make it up as he goes.
That's kind of what we did with the movie, actually.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That works for some people, and it doesn't for others. So the way Tom and I write is that we write with the foreshadowing. We write with like things that may not happen for episodes later, but we like hint at them now, or we have character arcs. We try to explain behavior rather than just have it be a bit random. Sometimes, like for example, Eduardo.
Well.
Exactly. Ed's direction with that was that the whole reason why he has this doppelganger rival is of Cola, and that's fine. That's the endearingness of Eddsworld. But when we wrote Power Ed, we were thinking, we were going to reuse Eduardo again, and we thought it'd be really fun to have Eduardo be even more intensely rival-y. So he's like picking on Ed so much, and we thought it would just be fun to really delve into why is Eduardo so obsessed about trumping Ed at every turn. And so that became this fun backstory idea, which then became like an analogy for even the sort of a lot of the animation community who didn't like Eddsworld, who saw it as a very sort of crudely drawn or rudimentary show, when they were themselves these fine artists who would spend half a year making a 2-minute animation or something like that. So I mean, not all, but like there were people who would be outspoken and say how terrible Eddsworld was because the animation looked so crummy. But to me, that was just its charm, and that was just part of the appeal of the show. I mean, it's one that loads of fans have emulated, so there must be something to it. So we kind of took that element of people who were so like nasty to Eddsworld and sort of made that part of Eduardo's character. So Eduardo became this fine artist who resented Ed for basically doodling, his way and beating him. So that was just a fun thing to explore with the character, and I think it really struck a chord with the fans because once that episode was out, the amount of like Eduardo and the Neighbours fan art that came out as a result, I would say, is testament to the fact that we've taken these existing characters and we've done something a little bit different to them and a little bit more expanding on the lore, and they loved it. People like thought, wow, that they really went with it, and that's great. So would Ed be proud? He might question what we've done. He might think, why exactly? But I mean, Ed was so laid back when Tom wrote Space Face, which was intended as one whole episode. Tom wrote the whole episode on his own, and Ed looked at it and went, yeah, fine. So he was always laid back with whatever people wanted to do with it. So I'm sure he'd be fine. And he was always hugely proud of the fan base because that's why he did it. He turned down TV work because it would take him away from doing Eddsworld. And so to think that there's a group of people making a movie based on his show, I imagine he would say he would find that pretty swell.
Because I remember, do you know what Formspring is?
That's the Q&A website, isn't it?
Yep, that's the one. I remember I asked him a question about if he wanted to do an Eddsworld movie a while ago, and I think he said something along the lines of it would be fun, but I prefer doing 10-minute stories. And I think that's what he said. I might be paraphrasing, but I always thought that Eddsworld could be made into a movie. It just needed to have the right kind of story to it. And I think once Space Base came out, that was the thing that pushed it into the direction I would have wanted it to go.
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. There he goes.
So if you see Tom again, say thank you for creating Commander Bai, because that gave us a movie.
No problem.
I'm just about out of time.
Okay.
For today. Once we're done recording, we could probably just keep chatting for like a couple minutes. But
Well, I will have to get ready for to go out tonight, I'm afraid.
Right.
But yeah, is there any other questions or anything?
I think that's it. I guess if I could talk to John for a second, what would he what would I'm sorry.
All right, I'll go get him.
Some people are just begging for it. I said.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, John. So first of all, John, how do you feel about being portrayed in a movie?
Well, I just hope that they cast me they cast me right, because I don't want to be like typecast, you know. I want only the best to play me, because, well, I think I'm a central character in the whole show, you know. You can't spell Eddsworld without John.
Right.
So there.
Okay, I think that's it. This has been my favorite interview so far. Eddie, do you have any links you want to plug?
I guess check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/edache, where I do shark movies, crow cartoons, and other weird stuff. But best place to like find out what I'm doing and then all the stuff is my Twitter. So that's @edache_, because someone took the original name.
Go figure. All right. So you heard the man. Go check out his links, and promise you, Eddie, that will give you a better movie than Sony will do with the Emojis movie.
Thank you.
I'm sure anybody could do better than that. Well, so yeah, that's about it. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.